distinguished guests, and supporters of the Armenian cause. Last week, Turkey's dictator posted a commemorative tweet to the memory of Sultan Hamid II, saying he honors his Ottoman hero with, quote, mercy, respect, and gratitude. The man he was drawing attention to, with mercy, with respect, with gratitude, earned the nickname the Red or Bloody Sultan after overseeing the targeted murders of over 500,000 Armenians and Assyrians during his reign of the Ottoman Empire. It came as no surprise, of course, that the current chief executor of Turkey's campaign of genocide denial was honoring the memory of the man who set the first genocide of the 20th century in motion. What should cause a collective double take from the international community is that this same man, making offensive and divisive statements while apparently overseeing the latest efforts at so-called normalization of relations between Turkey and Armenia. The truth is, his comments are emblematic of what these are: bogus negotiations that are being encouraged by world powers who are once again pressuring a wounded Armenian Republic into further submission. Armenia is wounded because, as Erdogan has openly admitted, Turkey helped little brother Azerbaijan invade, ethnically cleanse, and ultimately occupy most of the Republic of Artsakh, which is an oppressed nation, self-determined by its indigenous Armenian population. Make no mistake, the people of Artsakh are displaced from their homes today due to the criminal campaign waged by neo-Ottoman dictators Erdogan and Aliyev, who together continue to dream a perverted dream. The same dream of the Red Sultan, his successor Young Turks, eventually Ataturk, to expand and unite a Turkic nation stretching from modern-day Turkey into Central Asia. These so-called normalization talks are bogus because their immediate backdrop is draped in blood. And with a yet unwritten but very outspoken list of preconditions, stipulating the cost of open borders will be Yerevan's further sacrifice of Armenia's territorial integrity. A defeated Armenia sadly seems ready to succumb to this pressure. Instead of taking up the fight for self-determination of the now occupied and culturally endangered Artsakh, the Armenian government is chasing this so-called normalization as the path to a misguided salvation. We at the Armenian National Committee of Australia object to any so-called normalization process while the territories of the Republic of Armenia are under occupation. We at the Armenian National Committee of Australia commit to the self-determined independence of the Republic of Artsakh. Now, our objection to normalizing submission and our commitment to Artsakh's rights may be deemed extreme by some. Therefore, I offer the following clarification. Normalization with our neighbours is what we all seek. However, true normalization is actually simpler to achieve than what we are being led to believe. The same Turkey who unilaterally closed its borders with Armenia can also unilaterally reopen them, and with it, diplomatic ties which will pave the way for communications to work through past and present troubles. This is what normalization without preconditions looks like. No so-called negotiations demanding submissions. No roadways cutting arteries into Armenia's heartland. No requests for Armenia to drop claims for genocide justice. No demands for our abandonment of Artsakh. Over the past year, thanks to our community's advocacy efforts, Australia has made what any neutral observer would consider to be progress in its positions on the Armenian genocide and the final resolution of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. On the genocide, Prime Minister Scott Morrison acknowledged that our ancestors suffered, quote, deportations, dispossessions, and deaths in 1915. While stopping short of calling the genocides by name, like he had done as a backbench MP in 2011, Mr. Morrison improved on previous statements where he had referred to the crimes as tragedies that befell our people like a comet from the earth's sky. This improvement is welcome, however acceptable it is not. On Artsakh, the Australian government now openly calls for the OSCE Minsk Group to resolve the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, and importantly, Canberra now consistently speaks in favour of the principle of self-determination to be considered alongside others during negotiations towards a final peace. This is also welcome. However, we must demand Canberra finds her voice to openly reveal aggressors as aggressors and victims as victims. Canberra must publicly call for the release of innocent Armenian POWs, to speak out against Azerbaijan's campaign of cultural erasure. Tonight, you'll witness that the Armenian National Committee of Australia has doubled down on our commitment to achieve these goals with renewal. The late Kenyan activist and politician Wangari Maathai once said, quote, "The little grassroots people can change the world." We Armenians have no choice but to believe this to be true. Against corrupt petrobillions and internationally legitimized autocracies, all we have are little grassroots people who together need to change the world because, borrowing from Ben Franklin, quote, "Justice will not be served until those who are unaffected are as outraged by those who are." At the ANC-AU, we do what we do to remain outraged in order to ensure the unaffected in the hallways of power become outraged. With the support of our community, our trusted partners in business, in public life, our organisation is committed to our grassroots. We focus on every grain of soil, giving the plants just the right amount of water they need, exposing them to enough light, and keeping bad pets away so they can flourish. This role you have honoured me with over the past 4 years has been rewarding not only because of the motions, the resolutions in parliaments, or the resources we've been able to help secure to ensure the sustainability of our community's institutions. The greatest reward is the realisation that there is a queue of young activists ready to take our places and continue the march our ancestors were forced to start over a century ago. Together, in this room, we are all participants in the success of our team. Therefore, we should all share in the pride when we see Michael Kolokosyan serve in the office of Member for Prospect Dr. Hugh McDermott MP, then return as a senior staffer running our political affairs. When we see Ryan Ayvazian manning the headquarters for Jonathan O'Day MP and later Alistair Henskins MP. When we see Tamara Godoyan intern for Senator Christina Keneally and later join the staff of Linda Burney MP. When we see Sinan Ushmasi intern with Jason Felinsky MP and later join the staff of Dave Sharma MP. When we see Alex Galitsky represent the Armenian National Committee of America as their communications director in Los Angeles. Even when we see Olivia Dilanchin rising up the corporate ranks at a multinational technology company. Also when we see Hrant Bujekian earning an engineering fellowship at one of Australia's largest startup accelerators. And most recently, I was very proud when our executive administrator, Sarin Solomonian, revealed she has earned a full-time role as electorate officer for member for North Shore, Felicity Wilson MP. You are all here supporting the renewal of the Armenian cause by promoting these young careers. We promise you that we have replaced every working hour that has been borrowed from our office to achieve the progression of these young people with new blood. It's a new breed of advocates that are about to come in, who are being trained and stand ready to follow in their colleagues' footsteps and in the footsteps of other ANC-AU luminaries like Union Leader Hovig Melkonyan, former advisor to Premier Kars Sasun Grigorian, former federal government minister's chief of staff and current Benelong pre-selection candidate Giselle Kaptarian, and of course, former Premier of New South Wales, Gladys Berejiklian. These are the fruits of your participation on nights like this. These are the people with whom we commit to the normalization of only justice, with whom we commit to the Republic of Artsakh, with whom we commit to our community, and with whom we commit to renewal. Thank you.